Good morning, everyone, and this is the Group 3. May I present and explain to you our topic about history of the Earth, and now let's start. The Earth. What is the Earth? The Earth formed over 4.6 billion years ago out of a mixture of dust and gas around the young sun. It grew larger thanks to countless collisions between dust particles, asteroids, and other growing planets, including one last giant impact that threw enough rock, gas, and dust into space to form the moon. And let's proceed to absolute dating. Absolute dating has three types of methods. First is biological method. What is biological method? These are based on the analysis of biological rhythms associated with interval of time such as the growth rings of trees or daily growth bands on living corals. So, ang biological methods, bali daw naugnay siya sa oras like paglago sang mga puno or daily grow bands on living corals. Bands means scars or lashes sa aton body. The second is sedimentological method. What is sedimentological method? These are based on cyclical sediment deposit, like what happens with glacial verbs, which are sediments that are deposited at the bottom of glacial lakes, depending on seasonal change. Example of sediment rock is rock salt, chalk, shell, limestone, at marami pang iba. And the last is radiometric method. What is radiometric method? Radioactive elements such as uranium-238 or carbon-14 are used. They may be contained in rocks, fossils, or archaeological remains.
So, relative dating is a method of determining the age of a fossil or rock by comparing it to other fossils or rocks in the area. And it does not provide an exact age, but rather places the fossils or rock in a sequence relative to other fossils or rocks. So, relative dating, there are four principles. And let's start with the law of superposition. In undisturbed sedimentary rock layers, the oldest layers are the bottom, with the younger layers on top. Second, the principle of original horizontality. Layers of sediment are originally deposited horizontally. If they are found tilted or folded, this happened after deposition. Third, the principle of cross-cutting relationships. If a rock or a fault cuts through another rock, it is the younger than the rock it cuts through. And lastly, unconformities. So, unconformities are geological features that represents a gap in the geological record, and they occur when rock layers are eroded or not deposited for a period of time, creating a discontinuity in a strata.
The three types of unconformities. Angular unconformity. This occurs when horizontally parallel strata or sedimentary rock are deposited on top of older, tilted, or folded layers. It represents a period of deformation and erosion before new sediment was deposited. What is the angular unconformity? An unconformity is a break in the geologic rock and fossils record. Rock and fossils layers are deposited relatively continuously over geologic time. They give information about the past conditions and events that have happened on Earth. However, certain events can cause rocks to be eroded or never deposited. And next is disconformity. This involves a gap between parallel layers of sedimentary rocks. It typically indicates a period of erosion or non-deposition between the two layers. What is disconformity? A break in a sedimentary sequence which does not involve a difference of inclination between the strata on each side of the break. The last is nonconformity. This happens when sedimentary rocks are deposited on top of older, eroded, metamorphic, or igneous rock. It signifies a significant time gap and different geologic conditions between the two rock types. Nonconformity is develops where sediments are deposited on top of an eroded surface of igneous or metamorphic rocks.
Geologic time scale. How did life evolve through the course of history of Earth? Using relative dating to determine which rocks and fossils are older were the first basis for the geologic time scale. Then, upon the discovery of radiometric dating, numerical dates of the rocks were then determined. Earth's history spans about 4.6 billion years and is divided into several major eons and eras. Eons. First, Hadron Eon. Second, Archean Eon. Third, Proterozoic Eon. Hadron Eon. 4.6 to 4 billion years ago, the early formation of Earth, characterized by a molten surface and frequent volcanic activity, means the Hadron Eon is characterized by Earth's initial formation from the accretion of dust and gases and the frequent collisions of larger planetesimals, and by the stabilization of its core and crust and the development of its atmosphere and oceans. Archean Eon. 4 to 2.5 billion years ago, formation of the first continents and the appearance of the earliest known life forms, mainly simple bacteria and archaea. It means it is a form of continents kag ang pinaka-first nga daw bilang kilala sa aton life nga makamake sang simple bacteria and archaea.
And next is Proterozoic Eon. 2.5 billion to 541 million years ago, development of more complex life forms including the first eukaryotes, organisms with complex cells, and significant atmospheric change, like the Great Oxidation Event. The Proterozoic Eon is the most recent division of the Precambrian. It is also the longest geologic eon, beginning 2.5 billion years ago and ending to 541 million years ago. It accounts for a little less than fortnight of geologic time. During the Proterozoic Eon, modern plate tectonics became active and the ancient cores of the continents moved over wide areas of the global Phanerozoic Eon. 541 million years ago to present, the Phanerozoic is the current and the latest of the four geologic eons in the Earth's geologic time scale, covering the time period from 538.8 million years ago to the present. It is the eon during which abundant animal and plant life has proliferated, diversified, and colonized various niches on the Earth's surface, beginning with the Cambrian period when animals first developed hard shells that can be clearly preserved in the fossils record. Divided into three major eras. First is Paleozoic era, 541 to 252 million years ago, marked by the Cambrian explosion, which saw a rapid increase in diversity of life forms, including the first fish, plants, and insects, ended with the Permian Triassic extinction, the largest mass extinction event in Earth history. So, Paleozoic era, major interval of geologic time that began 538.8 million years ago with the Cambrian explosion and extraordinary diversification of marine animals, and ended about 252 million years ago with the ended Permian extinction, the greatest extinction event in Earth history. Mesozoic era, 252 to 66 million years ago, known as the age of dinosaurs, with the rise and fall of these reptiles in the emergence of early mammals and birds, ended with the Cretaceous Paleogene extinction which wiped out the dinosaurs. So Mesozoic 252 to 66 million years ago means middle life, and this is the time of the dinosaurs. This era includes the Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous periods, names that may be familiar to you. Cenozoic era, 66 million years ago to present, dominated by the race of mammals and birds, including the evolution of humans. This era is marked by significant climatic change such as the Ice Age and ongoing development of human civilization. So, Cenozoic era, third of the major eras of Earth history, beginning about 66 million years ago and extending to present. It was interval of time during which the continents assumed their modern configuration and geographic position, and during which Earth flora and fauna evolved toward those of the present. And that's all. Thank you.